So in this lesson, we're going to take a look at subdivision surfaces in Cinema 4D Release 16. I'm just going to create a simple cube, and I'm going to create a subdivision surface, and I'm going to make this cube a child of the subdivision surface. So we get this view. I'm just going to make this cube editable, so you can hit C or we can click here, make it editable. And I'm going to go to display Gorad shading lines so we can see the polygons. Now what we can do is we can basically turn on STS cage, and if I just go into vertex mode, we can see the original mesh here and the subdivided result. And if I just go to select, I can't actually click any vertexes on the cage. I can only click on the final geometry and move vertexes this way. So this is the Maya way of editing subdivision surfaces. So alternatively, we can go to options and turn off isoline editing, and then this way we're literally selecting vertexes on the original mesh and then watching the result. And if I just turn off STS cage and go to isoline editing off, that STS cage disappears, and we can bring the cage back. So two different modes of working: isoline editing enabled or disabled. So next I'm going to right click and I'm going to use the knife tool, and I'm going to set the mode to loop. I'm going to turn off restrict to selection, and I'm just going to add a subdivision into my original geometry, which is the cube. So I'm just going to click here, and as you can see, we get a rounded bottom for that final subdivision geometry. If we add another subdivision, it's going to flatten out. Another useful shortcut key is basically, if I just go to line mode here, go to the select tool, choose this edge. If I hold down period, which is the full stop button on the keyboard, and then mouse drag, it kind of pulls out that vertex from the middle towards the original geometry. And if I hold down period, which is the full stop button, shift, and then do the same, we get the entire edge kind of moving back to the original geometry. So if I choose this edge and hold down period, shift, and then click and drag, we can pull out this side towards the original geometry. So period and period plus shift, and then click and drag. One last thing to note is basically when you render, sometimes the result is different from what you see in the viewport, and that's because the editor subdivisions and the render subdivisions are different. So you probably want these to kind of match up for each, and then this way there's no surprises when you go to render. And you'll notice this tag created here, which is basically the surface weight. So yeah, this basically just gives us kind of weighting information, and we can actually change the subdivision. Not sure why you'd want to, but so right now I've got 4, 4 here, and then here we can actually change it into something else, like maybe even 5, 5. So it's an interesting option. So that's a quick introduction to subdivision surfaces in the new Cinema 4D Release 16. Please share this on Facebook and Twitter, and thanks for watching.